All right, we are here with Snooty Fox. Me and Joe Cool. We are here with Snooty Fox live and in person. So how was how do you feel about your match tonight? Do you think it actually went like the way you wanted it to go?
I mean, I came up here, man, and did exactly what I came up here to do, and that's lead with the W, you know what I'm saying? It's my first time out here in Danville. You know, I had to show the good people of Danville that Snooty Fox is a force to be reckoned with, and I'm here to stay, and I'm here to come and win.
Hell yeah. I've seen you before. I think the last time me and you actually saw each other was RCW, and somewhere way out there in North Carolina. It was like the desert almost out there, and Trevor Lee was there that night. Now Cameron Grimes.
Yep.
But it's embedded in my head that night because I remember coming up to you and talking to you about Trevor Lee being there, I believe, and just your presence as a wrestler, as I've seen you, is like top dollar. Like,
for sure.
You know, I feel like, you know, with a lot of the wrestlers in the indies, I feel like y'all have got the star power. It's just the right people haven't seen y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I might have a little podcast here, but I'm like everybody as a unit is trying to get who they want out there where they want them.
Right.
And everybody's working to promote what they think is the business and the importance of, promoting everybody and helping each other.
Yeah. At the end of the day, wrestling's a community, and it's a beautiful community. I love it. It's always been there for me through thick and thin. Like, it's never veered its head on me. It's never been F you or nothing like that. Maybe my feelings got hurt, when I was a kid. But as an adult, it's just for my entertainment. We get into it. It's the love of the business. Yeah. What's your one key, the one thing that inspired you to get everything started with this whole Snooty Fox and the whole journey of
wrestling?
What you've done with wrestling?
And, just dreaming big, man, ever since I was a kid. Every time I walked in the house, that's what I saw on the television when I was at my dad's or, my brother's house. Somebody was watching wrestling. I fell in love with it. Got a chance to share locker rooms and rings with people I grew up watching on TV. And now what keeps me motivated is seeing the kids' faces lit up. I love going to schools and just giving back and speaking and letting kids know that this is something that's possible. Anything you think of, in your minds, you can do it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what keeps me motivated to do this every day. Even when I'm hurting and I feel like I can't get up no more, the kids always keep me moving.
Yeah. The kids that right there. That's good. That was good. That's good shit to hear. I like the positive side of life. If you can find something positive in life, then you can have whatever you want. And you have to have that drive. Determination, drive, the willpower, the want, the love for it. There's a lot of elements to go into what you see in front of you today with Snooty Fox, because your size is perfect, your look's perfect, you've got great facials in the ring, you've got good presence. Every little detail about you as who you are as a wrestler is to a T what I would see you being on TV. I do. I really do, because you have that I'm a star look about you, and I can see some big things in the future. I don't know if you have or haven't, but
I've done some TV stuff. I've been fortunate enough to be featured on Impact Wrestling.
Nice.
I've been featured on ESPN a couple of times, along with CWF Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, and a lot of my fellow wrestlers from CWF. So I've grazed the TV screen, man, and I look forward to continuing doing big things in the future, man. But at the end of the day, if I never got on TV again, if nothing else ever happened, man, I did everything I set out to do in the wrestling world, and then some.
That's important.
That's
I always ask people that question. What is that one moment, the end all be all of when you know that it's okay? For me, it would be I'm a WCW guy through and through from the time they started Monday Nitro until. So my end all be all would be something like Darby Allin has with Sting, or against on the other side of Darby. Like that would just being able to work with Steve Borden would be my end all be all. What could you see as being that moment for you? I like to ask this question because I think it's important to know where that person, that motivation, like who do you see as that?
Like the person who I would always wanted to work with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's several people I always wanted to work with, and again, like I said, mainly everything I set out to do in wrestling, I've done it. I worked with Ron Simmons, like within.
I was about to say Ron Simmons. I remember something
within my first couple years of wrestling.
That's so
cool. I did a whole lot of stuff that people normally don't do. As early on as I did. And that's because I listened to what I was told when I came in, and they said, it's cool to wrestle, but if you wanna do some other stuff, then get into the business side, and they helped push me a lot more forward than a lot of other people at that amount of time that I was in. So I was out in matches before I was technically ready to be wrestling, because I was out, getting buildings and selling tickets and doing all this stuff that just made me a little bit more valuable, I would say. So
that's awesome.
You get an early start. Sometimes it can be make or break, But like my friend Court, of course everybody knows him. He's just out there. But he had said that he had went in a little too early as well. But sometimes that'd be like that. You get thrown in there too early.
Yep.
But you have to. But some people that are working with you, the promoters and stuff, they want to throw you in early and see where you're at. And then if they see that you can actually carry on something, you might be too early to begin, but if you can carry it and keep something going, then there's your early start.
Yeah.
It's like graduating high school early or something like that. I would say maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
It could be a bad thing to get thrown out there early, and then in my case it ended up being a good thing. Like what I lacked in inexperience, I made up for with heart and determination. So I definitely, if I had it to do all over again, I would have did it the same way.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. That's
to be able to live life and get that and have what you want out of it and be able to say that you've done what you wanted to do in it, and that's the importance of life. Like whatever career you go into, that's what you want to do is achieve what you've wanted to achieve.
Yeah, we preach that on the show.
And so that's
be yourself, set your goals. Set some limitations to them. Set goals like wisely.
Set goals that are achievable, of course.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
And then you break the glass ceilings when you can, and you achieve more than you ever dreamed you could. I mean, that's... And people get there through that grit and determination that he's talking about, and I love it.
Yep, true. And tonight was an awesome show.
Yeah, tonight was amazing.
Restaurants.
And your work, I just...
Yes. Phenomenal.
As a wrestler and as a fan of wrestling that grew up watching Attitude Era and all that, your work is amazing.
You would have fit in there with them.
Yeah, I love
that
it.
Era.
It was great.
I appreciate it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man,
a lot
just
of
doing what I
fantasy
love,
there.
man.
Hell yeah. I appreciate your time
appreciate
today,
it.
sir, for real. If you ever want to sit down and do an actual full length interview,
hour 45 minutes, then we'll talk
we can
about
do
it.
it. We just have to figure out what works for
Yeah.
everybody. And,
all right.
Y'all catch me when I'm not crazy booked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just let me know.